What is up, the Catch fam? Hope everyone's doing phenomenal. Tonight, you guys already know what time it is, man. Got a way too early 2022 fantasy football mock draft with you guys with the Catch fam. We've got Steven in the building. What is going on, my dude?
Just getting into it, brother. Getting ready for a little mock draft action. Also, just saw that Von Miller is now a Bill, probably for the rest of his career. So that's pretty cool. That jersey that you have never came to fruition, I guess.
No, but I had to wear it for the in honor of
Yeah,
the Von
didn't
Miller
see this
news.
one coming, man. Bills are out here making money moves.
No, I did not see this coming at all. At all. I really thought personally, I thought he'd be back with the Rams. I mean, I saw
Yeah,
the Seahawks and Cowboys were the other two names really in there, but I did not expect the Bills at all. I mean, I
yeah.
think it's a contender for sure, and it is definitely the most money he was offered. I mean, this deal, I took a screenshot of the specifics. Hold
6 year, 120 million, I think.
Yeah, I've got so let's see. So yeah, 6 year, 120 million. So 53 million payout in the first 3 years, 32 million fully guaranteed at signing, 52 million in total guarantees. So he'll probably play there for 3 to 4 years at most. I don't think he'll go because 6 seasons would put him at that would be like a 17th season in the league.
Does he
So
really? Does he like deserve that contract?
I
He was starting
I
to
listen.
slump in Denver, wasn't he? Like his last year or two there, like he was kind of on the downward tick, and then he goes to the
I
Rams,
don't. No, 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 no.
has a
I don't think so.
resurgence toward the postseason.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
so
at
you're
all.
saying you don't think he deserves a contract, right?
Oh, no, no. I don't think he was slumping at all. Uh-uh.
I think
Uh-uh.
he was. I mean, I still think he was a premier edge rusher, but he is
Sure.
definitely an older player now. 6 years, 120 mil. I mean, I guess it's just a part of the game now. It's
So
just
yeah, I think like it's a all the chips in move,
yeah,
right? Like it's we want to get to the Super Bowl. We think we're a few pieces away and we're going to overpay because we want this caliber of player and this caliber of leader, locker room guy,
he's gonna be
what
good.
all the things Von Miller is. Yeah, like they're overpaying him for sure. But um, I do love my guy Von Miller at the same time, so I'll defend him all day. But yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what if you're pulling up everything else in the background? I also just wanted to talk about Baker Mayfield and the little sad newsletter he posted. Man, that was sad. That
So
was
yeah, it is sad. But from what I'm reading, I guess I didn't really let you talk there. But from what
no,
I'm
it
reading,
was just kind of sad to me. It was just like I feel like I mean Baker to a certain extent is just like kind of he it does I don't know if he's getting ahead of it or if he's just more of like pissed off that his name is even in the conversation is potentially being traded, especially for a guy like Deshaun Watson. And I think it also probably rubs Baker the wrong way because he got judged so hard coming out of college for like drinking beers and like getting in trouble, I guess, like drinking and being kind of like a loudmouth ego
drinking and
guy.
drinking and like
Well,
uh
he
assaulting a
didn't.
cop
Did he assault a
and
cop? Did I forget
I
about that?
mean, like technically speaking, that's what he was charged with. But
Okay.
and but that
But
was
you know
part of
my
the
point.
reason he's
But
no. I
yeah,
get what you're saying.
he had
Just
this
say
whole like, rapport of like, he's like a cocky ass and like a bunch of people always dogged on him. And I'm sure he's a little upset because now you got this guy coming in and
sure,
nobody's even talking about his off the field issues now. It's like it's just totally gone, it seems like.
sure. So from what I've read is that even there's two scenarios, right? The Browns land Watson. I'm now hearing that if that's this is if this first scenario happens, that Baker won't be sent to the Texans, he'll be traded elsewhere. And then the other scenario is that uh, they don't acquire Watson, obviously, right? And
How do they not trade him to the Texans?
I don't know, but I've heard that even if the Texans don't trade Watson to Watson to the Browns, right? Either way, Baker is going to ask for a trade
Yeah.
because what happened was, for example, the Falcons started to um, have interest in Deshaun Watson, for example, the first thing they did was they met with Matt Ryan and told him that they were going to pursue Deshaun Watson. According to loose information that I've seen, what happened with the Browns is they did not tell Baker Mayfield, and he found out through social media, and he's done. Well, supposedly, right? So we'll find out. But I've heard that either way, he wants out, and that's why he made that post, right?
Wow,
Because
that's pretty big.
Obviously, you don't make that post unless Watson is going to the Browns for sure, right? Because that was kind of the curious thing, right? So from what I've heard is that he made that post because he wants out of the organization. And I've heard that the number one place he wants to go is Indianapolis.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, think about Baker Mayfield in that system.
I don't know, man. Think about Carson Wentz in that system.
I think he'd be really good. I don't think Baker is like that. I mean, he has not proven to be a winner. And I guess they do kind of run similar offenses. But I do think he would be better than Carson Wentz.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I've seen a lot of that argument that how different is he from Carson Wentz? By the way, guys, I am going to go ahead and randomize the draft. So there is our draft order. Let's see who's in the house tonight. Sorry, I just totally cut off the Baker conversation, but we'll get back to it. We'll kick off right at 8:15. We'll start the draft right at 8:15 for those of you who are drafting with us tonight. Thank you guys for getting this put together with us as always. Emily, was going on? Good to have you in the house. Steven looks relaxed, says Ronald. Hey, Ronald, how are you, man? I was going to send you the link. I saw you on Discord, but then I saw that you got in here as well. So happy to have you. Jerry, what is going on, my dude? We got Bossman Fat in the building. Changed his handle. Let's go. Let's see. I'm going out of my way to screw Steven over in this draft.
Come on, Jerry. What the heck, man? I congratulated you on your exam score.
As we all should. Yeah, as we all should. We got Steven drafting right before Ronald and myself drafting right before Jerry. So that should be interesting. So for those of you who are drafting with us tonight, we will start right at 8:15. So let's see here. Jerry, do you guys think Baker have a long NFL career, or would it be one of those, hey, remember that guy? I wonder what happened to him. It's really hard. It's hard to say right now. I think Steve and I are both fans of Baker, like as a person, and like to some degree as a player, like what he brings. But he's not a perfect quarterback, and he was injured last season, but he looked really bad too.
Well, and I think there's also a little bit of unfair pressure on the quarterback position. I mean, like, would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield? I mean, because the money Kirk Cousins gets year over year, he's paid like an elite starting quarterback, but the guy can't go better than 500, and he's won one playoff game. I think Baker Mayfield's just as good as that. You put Kirk Cousins in the Browns, I don't think they're any better than they are right now. So I just think you have to be fair. Like, Baker's not a game changer. Like, he's not going to win a Super Bowl by himself, right? But Baker is still a really good player.
Yeah, it's just hard to imagine Baker as anything other than a starting quarterback, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. This has been a crazy free agency period. Miles Jack got signed by the Steelers today. I like that pickup a lot for the Steelers.
Yeah.
We talked about Miles Jack last night, and both agreed that it could be a huge piece or addition to any defense. So
did you not to cut you off, John, but did you see what Darius Leonard did? Or said?
Yeah.
That's not good, bro.
Oh, wait. Which thing?
Well, he did go. He went and started trying to recruit everybody after.
Okay, I saw that. Yeah.
But did you see the comment he made about Carson Wentz and the Colts and everything?
No.
And how he said he was been with the Colts for 5 years, now under 5 different quarterbacks. Wish you nothing but the best luck, Carson Wentz. Like, good luck, had fun playing with you or whatever. That is a sign of like complete angst from like your best player on the football team, the biggest leader on that football team, the most vocal player on that team. That's not a good sign. And for my understanding, I didn't think Carson Wentz was that liked by anyone in Indy. Downright, I thought he was actually hated, and nobody in Indy really hates anybody. But the fact that Darius Leonard had to make a public statement is a problem, man.
Well, yeah, I think it's fair to say there's a lot of angst within that organization.
Yeah.
Probably for good reasoning as well. So it's yeah. Um, Julio Jones got released. That's the other thing that came out. I don't think that's
ridiculous.
like in terms of fantasy. If you were already a fan of AJ Brown, I don't think this really changes your view too much because Julio was very, very distant from that offense last season. But
does he go back to Atlanta? Finish it out there?
I've heard that rumor.
No receivers.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Julio goes, but I just don't know after the season he had last season if there's really a lot of impact for him to make. But it's definitely possible.
I could see a contender just giving him a vet min deal, maybe like Kansas City, maybe like I don't know, maybe like a Buffalo, or I don't think he wants to play in the cold weather like that. But I think one of these really solid teams, like a Rams situation where the Rams went out and gave OBJ a vet min type of contract. I think that's where Julio's at right now. And I think Julio is in a position where he really wants to win a Super Bowl. And I think that's why he chose Tennessee too. I think he really just wants to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think that's far off. But I mean, that's basically what happened then with the Titans, and he didn't do a whole lot for them. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. Aaron Reborn's in the building. What's going on, bro? It's good to see you, man. You couldn't get away from Trevor Lawrence for a few months, and now his name is hardly brought up. It's true. I wasn't a fan of football, and Julio Jones is going off. So my only knowledge of him is how bad he's been lately. Yeah.
Dude, he is so good, Jerry. Like, this guy was like, I mean, literally, I guess you weren't watching ball with Megatron either, but him and Megatron were like highlight reel guys. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Julio's probably career-wise the best receiver in the NFL currently.
Yeah.
Career-wise, but obviously not in terms of short term. All right, we're going to go and kick off this draft. Let's get it rolling. Catch fam. Time for another beautiful mock draft. We're missing a couple green dots, so we might have some honorary picks by you guys as well. Andrew's in the building. What is going on? Good to have you
John,
tonight.
You want to know what's funny? Is that like those when we would always get mad when people would auto pick Tom Brady. Now you can actually do it, dude.
Yeah, Tom Brady is going to be drafted. I put him on the thumbnail for tonight.
Now you can actually pick Tom Brady.
Godwin, Evans. I mean, this whole
maybe
Gronk. Why not? Yeah. Fournette. I mean, a lot of things change. A lot of things change with this past week or so, this past couple of days, right? I mean, last week we said, we talked about how much impact like the Russell Wilson trade, Aaron Rodgers signings had on our mock draft last week. And then we said going into this week, there would be even more changes. And I don't think we expected the Brady thing, but nonetheless, here we are. So I think Mamba might be a little late. So I think we can agree that probably JT's the pick here.
Yeah, JT.
Yeah, it looks like Kelvion's a little late as well.
Who's number 2, would you say? I'll go 2, right? Oh, actually, no. Do we have any honorary guests in the house, or do we not have any right now? Andrea and Jerry, are they in?
Jerry's in.
No, Jerry is.
I mean, I would say it's kind of interesting, right? A lot of people would say Henry, but you could argue a lot of different running backs. Austin Eckler, Dalvin. We've seen Dalvin Cook go.
Najee Harris goes here a lot too. I feel like
Harris, Mixon.
Dude, they've done a lot of acquisitions on the O line too. Obviously Mitchell Trubisky's the guy, but
Mitchell.
Oh, we got Bossman Fat saying Henry.
Yeah, I do think Bossman Fat is in the draft as well. But let's go Henry. Let's get this thing going so everyone can There we go.
Nice.
I have no idea what I'm doing this draft tonight. Is that clear?
There we go. That was a good pick. Let's see who Mayday takes here. I think I want to focus on kind of something I would do in a typical situation, because I feel like every draft now I've said like, I probably wouldn't do that. Like this draft, My draft strategy is no Miles Sanders. How about that? That's my draft
Sure.
strategy.
That's fair.
No Miles Sanders.
That's fair.
All right, let's see here.
I'm gonna try and distract you so you
I know you little piece of shit.
yeah.
All right, let's see. What would I do here?
It does feel. Go ahead.
No, there's still some uncertainty with a guy who definitely has my attention right now. At pick 106.
It'd be 1.6.
Okay. Is that the exact?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel confident.
I feel like they've I like that pick.
I feel confident with the pick.
I feel like they've updated these rankings slightly. But like in a weird way. Maybe not. Yeah, I mean Cam Akers is way up there. I don't know. I feel like these rankings are a little bit different than they.
I don't know about that because you've still got Chris Godwin.
Well, CMC is not number 1 anymore, as Jamar Chase is off the board. I like that pick, Ronald. Yeah, I like that
Ronald pick. Coming out here wild, brother. I like that pick. Getting Jay Chase up in here.
I mean, it goes back to that, like, you know, if that's your guy at the position, just go out and get him. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. So,
I think.
Aaron Jones.
Wow! Look at that! Look at the draft elevation there.
And it goes Dalvin
with
Cook.
Aaron Jones. We've got 2 Packers skilled guys going in the top 7 or top 8, and these guys were, borderline both being second rounders at times if A-Rod had left.
Sure.
Joe
I don't think Adams ever made the second round in any of our mocks.
If Aaron Rodgers was out, he would have been in the second round.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah. Cooper Kupp going all the way to pick 12. Man.
That's a little wild.
We haven't had that happen. Yeah.
I'll tell you this too. What another draft strategy that I think I'm going to try to take here is only offenses that I believe are going to be top tier next year. So I'm not going to take any Dolphins players. I'm not going to take any Jaguars players, Jets players, even though there might be heavy.
Steven, come on, man.
I know, and the love I give the Jets, but even though there might be some heavy volume with some of these guys, an Amon-Ra, St. Brown, right? I'm going to just stay away from it. I just want to see what it's going to shake out to. Because last year, I think that was one of the best lessons we learned from fantasy was that if you load up a good offensive teams, it typically works out for you. Even the depth pieces like a T. Higgins is going to work out for you.
I love my guy T. Higgins.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah. So the Browns have apparently said they want an adult at quarterback.
Whoa.
Yeah. And apparently Jimmy G rumors to Cleveland are going on as well. Like I don't think the relationship between the Browns and Baker is going to be resolved. In other words,
bro, they called him a child.
Yeah, it's like we want an adult at quarterback, even if they're being, even if they're on trial. It's like
okay. So the Colts actually can't afford to have that kind of. If that is the case, like if he is actually kind of a locker room disruptor because he has like issues like that, well, the Colts can't afford to do that again because that's exactly what happened with Carson Wentz. We embraced a guy who's a locker room issue, and so that's a little scary. I didn't know that was the thing. I thought Baker would be a great locker room
guy. There are a lot of rumors and things you can look up. Supposedly about Baker and locker room issues as well. Javonte Williams, a great pick here to start the second round, and I love this duo Jerry's got going on here. Tyreek Hill and JJ. That's absolutely
Senior Cinnabon has a dirty team right now. Cooper Kupp and Javonte Williams. That's the best start right now, in my opinion.
It's a great start, man.
Yeah.
Tamian, what's going on, my dude? Heard about that? I'm, in fact, a Baker strong disliker. Yeah, he's a very polarizing type of quarterback. And I do think it's interesting, right? Let's say for the Cleveland fan base, a team that basically had 0 wins, like 3 years, which, obviously I'm exaggerating, but the guy he brought actual playoff run, although it be short, to that organization was Baker, to some degree, right? I know there's just so much excitement, that rookie season and sophomore season, and it's just it's unfortunate to watch it kind of dwindle down. Yeah, exactly. All right, Ronald scooping up Gibson. We got Kamara off the board by Steven. Debo off the board, and our first tight end, Travis Kelce, off the board, followed by CeeDee Lamb. Finally getting some respect here.
Yeah.
In the second round, I think I got him in like the beginning of the fourth in one of our mocks, end of the third. So obviously Cooper out of the organization.
I think I just went away from my draft strategy on accident.
Why is that?
Kamara?
What's wrong with Kamara?
The Saints. I went to I went to a shitty team.
Sorry,
that was really fast, dude.
I was just thinking of you not drafting Miles Sanders. So I was like, what's wrong? We gotta do an honorary pick here. We're still missing Kel. Let's see here. Anyone in the chat want to do an honorary pick?
Minute.
You've got a minute to decide. You got Saquon, Zeke, AJ Brown, Kittle, Hopkins, Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, Cam Akers, Ken Allen, Andrews, Montgomery, Scary Terry, Deontay Johnson, Darren Waller, Mike Williams. If not, then Steven's got to do a pick, and I'm going to do a pick. Come on, Landry was the Dolphins wide receiver one. OBJ was New York's wide receiver one at some point. It had to be Baker's fault. I don't necessarily disagree with some of that sentiment. Tamian says Keenan Allen, so Allen's off the board.
He said, "Wait now."
Oh no! Oh no! And Ronald says, "Let it auto pick." So we'll do one of those two: Saquon and Allen off the board. So let's see here. I don't disagree that obviously last season for sure, Baker could not get it done, and like overall could not get it done. I mean, I think I'm just saying like in terms of I don't know the word I'm looking for. And we're back to the same two teams.
I wasn't gonna disrupt your thought right there.
Sorry. We'll stick with the auto pick, and we'll just keep moving along. Those are good picks too. Yeah, it was a good pick.
Quarterback off the board. I like that. Oh, yeah. Mamba's in the chat now.
Oh, Mamba, you got a good start. That's a good start too. That's a good team, bro. Listen, I brought that up last week, like in terms of, or yesterday, in terms of Amari Cooper and fantasy. Like, if Baker couldn't get it done with Jarvis last year, then I'm not interested in Amari Cooper if Baker's throwing the ball. Like, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think I'm thinking in terms of like Cleveland and that drought they were in, and some sort of relevance that happened with Baker at the quarterback position. Yeah. But I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I don't know. The fact that everyone was saying Odell's career is over and it was Odell's fault, and then he goes to the Rams and does what he does with the Rams, like they're both absolutely fair points. Absolutely fair points. Let's see. Out of curiosity, I went back and looked at Baker's draft class. He went over Allen and Darnold. Yeah. He was not supposed to be the number one overall pick that year, and then he was. And Allen was strongly hated on in that draft.
Yeah, too. I was gonna say like that draft analysis from back then really doesn't age well, because Josh Allen was like, everybody thought he was awful. Sam Darnold, everybody thought was going to be
Lamar
amazing.
Jackson's in that draft too.
Yeah, wasn't am I confusing the draft, or was that Josh Rosen's draft as well?
I think Josh Rosen was in there too.
Yeah, and then there was that might have not been the draft. I don't know if it was for sure, but and then Baker Mayfield, and I think Baker Mayfield ultimately ended up being the pick, and I feel like it was just because he was what people thought was the most like NFL ready. But Sam Darnold, I have never hated a prospect more than Sam Darnold. I hate USC players so much, whether it's basketball or football. I hate them.
Jeez. Sam Darnold was like heavily loved, like going for a while that was
Yeah.
like he has to be the number one pick, right? Obviously that did not happen. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting draft class, especially with Lamar being in there as well. And
I mean, and where he goes at the end of the draft there, what's kind of funny now to look back at it as one of the draft stories that came about kind of later was that New England was really interested in Lamar Jackson being like the heir to Tom Brady.
I
And
didn't know
just think
that.
about how that would have worked out. I think personally, knowing Bill and how he comes from that Navy offense, that Navy like football team back in college, he loves that type of football where it's just all designed around the run. I think
Mm.
they would have been a tremendous pair, matching up Lamar Jackson with Bill Belichick's type of offensive scheme, and
Mm.
having Tom Brady kind of coach him through that. But I think Lamar Jackson, I don't know if anybody follows him on social media, I think he loves himself some Baltimore. I think he enjoys it down there,
Oh,
man.
for sure.
Baltimore's a sweet spot.
James Conner finally off the board, man. Interested to see where he went tonight. Third round, end of the third round. It's a great pick.
The
Damien
senior
says, I'm a Chargers fan. I'm tired of Baker being compared to Herbert. Yeah, I think Herbert's in a different
Oh,
stratosphere. The way
totally
he
different.
started his
Yeah,
career. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Two tight ends. What are you doing? Hey, we got a lot of two tight end fans out here, bro. Oh, no. I'm back on the board. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I got to address a couple comments that were directed at my USC comment and automatically just makes me sound stupid. So do you hate Drake London? No, I don't. I actually love Drake London. He's probably my favorite player in the draft. Evan Mobley came from USC and he's doing pretty good with the Cavs. Yeah, he's literally amazing. And he's probably going to get LeBron James to want to come back to Cleveland. So thank you, Tamian. Thank you, Jerry, for making me sound dumb. And also, there's another USC stud, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who used to play for USC as well. So they do have some good players as well.
Steven has had a moment. That's all. That's all. We had a great third round there. We had three quarterbacks off the board: Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert. First three quarterbacks taken this mock draft: Mark Andrews, George Kittle, two tight ends, two receivers. I got Jalen Waddle and Godwin, and a couple bell cow backs here in the third round: Zeke, Cam Akers, Montgomery, and James Conner. Top of the fourth, we got Kyle Pitts off the board. Signer Cinnabon getting some draft steals tonight. Josh Jacobs off the board. Like that team Jerry's got together there. I went with Darren Waller, and now we got DeAndre Hopkins sliding all the way to the fourth. So, good draft so far tonight, boys. So DeAndre Hopkins is the highest paid receiver in the NFL.
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't not deserve that, dude. Like, we're a year away from him being like an all 99 Madden player, like best receiver, and everyone's saying he's the best receiver in the game.
Sure.
I kind of feel like shitty for him because I feel like people are overlooking him. Like, I think grabbing DeAndre Hopkins in the fourth round is like an absolute steal that's going to probably happen come draft day. I think that's where he's probably going to be drafted.
Let's see. Oh, the restructuring his contract. Maybe he won't be the highest paid. I mean, Devontae Adams is probably going to.
Yeah, he's going
that
to
anyways.
take that.
So yeah, 2020, 1,400 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. 2019, 1,100 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. I mean, just he's still at 8 receiving touchdowns last season. That's his most since 2018. Crazy. Yeah. Obviously, Kyler's comfortable with him towards the red zone, but just 572 receiving yards. Does this tell me he only played in 10 games? That's the least amount in his entire career. So, yeah, I don't think saying fourth round is a steal is out of the question at all. He still had some really good games when healthy last season. Like, not even just he had great games last season when healthy. I mean, he only had 2 games that weren't double-digit points. So you guys know that's what I look for. So, yeah, fourth round is
Fournette is getting closer to signing with Tampa Bay, right?
I've heard that. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Don't know for sure. But if that's your drafting, I think it's a fine pick in the fourth round. Yeah.
Yeah. If he can go with Tom Brady, if he signs to Tampa and it becomes submitted, I think he's a third round player. I don't know why he's
went
not
wild last
James
season.
Conner level.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, he had a phenomenal season. Oh, Oh, this is a month ago. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a month ago. I saw that too because I looked at it and I was like, wait, what the hell? But
He had a
dude,
phenomenal season last season.
yeah, Leonard
That
Fournette
back half
absolutely
stretch.
killed it. He killed
I
it.
mean, RB6 and PPR, RB10 and PPR in standard. Excuse me.
His pass catching ability is pretty ridiculous. Like you don't think he's that like dominant, but he really is.
Sure. And he had that chemistry in the passing game with
Tom,
Brady. Yeah, and
yeah,
Brady is back. Did you guys know that? Yeah. Speaking of Brady, I mean, Mike Evans falling all the way to the end of the 4th round here.
yeah.
Year after year, man, we just hit on our guy Mike Evans fantasy. This is gonna be the year he's injured for good, right?
I do think he is starting to tick downward.
Wide receiver 9 last year.
Yeah, I know he is. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it's gonna be tough
He had
too
his
because like
most touchdowns of his career last year.
next year Antonio Brown's gone. I think Tampa Bay might be in a spot here where they draft a receiver now.
He's got Russell Gage, bro.
Okay. No, I really no. Russell Gage is good. Like I get that, but I do think that with bringing Tom Brady back, they're going to do a complete reload. They just got to have as many skill guys as they can because they actually brought back like pretty key defensive players. I mean, they got Carlton Davis back, and they're restructuring other players on that team as well. I think they're going to lose Ndamukong Suh though, but
they have to restructure. They're like they're very close to being over the cap.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to build through the draft for. I don't think they'll be able to sign anyone else really. I mean, probably some small signings.
They can get some really good receivers there at the end of the first that could really make this like an even scarier offense.
They're probably gonna ask Tom what he wants,
and he's gonna say receivers.
Sure. Tamian saying Chris Godwin getting traded. I have heard that too.
Really?
Because they can't. If Chris Godwin is on the football team next season, he has to be franchise tagged. That's how bad of a cap situation they're in.
Oh, wow. Okay, well then they're definitely drafting a receiver if they can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do some CPU picks here, so we can keep moving. There we go.
Michael Thomas.
4 good receivers. Yeah, I mean, like I picked Godwin in the 3rd with the hypothetical of him staying with the Bucs, right? If he stays with the Bucs, I love him next season. But I have heard rumors that if he does not accept the franchise tag, like they don't really have a choice, and they kind of have to like get that cleared up sooner rather than later. They can't like have that going too far into the season because doesn't at some point in the off. How long can he make trades in the off season? It's all the way through the actual trade deadline of the regular season.
I think trade. Okay. You can trade all the way up until week 6, right? Or week 6 or 8. I think it might be week 8. Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, if I'm Chris Godwin, I have no interest in signing a tag. Like I just played out my rookie contract and played out the early part of my career, won a Super Bowl, played with Tom Brady. I'm out of here, bro. Like I'm going to hit the bag, bro. I'm going to be DJ Chark and freaking Christian Kirk, man.
I think the flip side is that maybe he does want to be part of a potential another Super Bowl run with the Bucs, and is willing to pay for less.
Yeah.
Like it's one or the other, right? One or the other. And it's hard to say which one it is. Maybe it is get another bag, or maybe it's he wants to stick on this team and try for a Super Bowl run. It's hard to say, but we'll find out, I guess, and hopefully sooner rather than later. And I would like to see Godwin, Evans, and Gage on the same field, but who knows? And I'd like to see Gronk come back because, I guess they've got Cameron Brate and I think OJ Howard might be due for a release as well. Yeah. Tamian, Austin Eckler is going too high for me. I used to only draft Chargers players. Nowadays, it is looking legit. I think we're both really big fans of Austin Eckler.
Yeah, I think he's dominant.
But hey, it's not your guy. I totally get it. Eckler's a PPR machine, says Emily. Yeah, I mean, really, when you look at what he did last season, really hope that there's no regression this year. because he just was apt. I mean, 20 total touchdowns. I mean, 94 targets. Obviously, I mean, just under 1,000 rushing yards. He had a monster year. Mixon went early. Yeah, and then I'm a huge advocate for Mixon as well. DJ Moore off the board.
Yeah, I'm totally not following my strategy now.
That's fine. Yeah,
with the bad. But I do still think the Texans or that Deshaun Watson might go there. And imagine Deshaun Watson with DJ Moore. That would be insane, bro. Like DJ Moore would be a top 3 round player, at least in my mind, because I do think he is extremely talented.
I mean, the way he started last season, he was like one of those players that like, oh my gosh, this is one of the steals of the entire draft, and obviously that quarterback play started to dwindle and all that. But I got no beef with my guy DJ Moore, except for maybe I know he's gonna be throwing him the football, But oh man.
I normally trade to get Eckler and draft Kelsey. Kelsey, man, I don't know. I say it every year, but I don't love the Kelster this year. I do want him on my team, but I don't love him. I do think he's going to take a step back a little bit. Dude, this tight end market is like frozen up, man. It's just not a good situation when you don't draft tight ends early. That's a problem.
I really know who I want to draft here, man. Spencer's not in the building. Spencer, where are you?
No, I know. I saw Travis Etienne, and I was like, okay, I know Spence isn't in here tonight.
Where are you, Spencer? Oh, did you guys see that J.D. McKissick? Washington matched his offer from Buffalo, and he is staying with Washington.
He had to come back. Yeah, he had to come back.
Like, I don't feel like moving. I'll just stay here.
I think that was probably a good play for him too. I think that the way Washington uses him is probably more conducive to his like long-term success. But also, I mean, as Ronald, what are you thinking, Ronald? But that makes your guy equally as good as we thought he was going to be. Singletary is still very attractive now. And another guy that is maybe got hurt out of this is Antonio Gibson. Now with McKissick back, Patterson there, they still might have interest in another running back. I don't like that. I don't like that as much for Gibson.
And don't forget, what's the rookie's name? What's his last name? Patterson.
Yeah.
He's hanging around. Yeah.
Patterson and Cheese Light.
When Gibson has those games, man, he has those games. So if you have 2 or 3 other running backs that you're confident in on your team, I don't mind him at all.
No.
Right. So if you have to take him in the second or early in the third, like it might feel like a steep price, but I think long-term throughout the season, depending on your team, right? I don't have too much of a problem with it. So
he's an amazing 0 RB strategy player. A guy like him who actually plays a significant snap count on a game in, game out basis, has pretty good durability history. I think he's an amazing player to have on your team.
All right, let's see here. I really felt like I just wanted another running back. I'm trying to go a little RB heavy tonight. I feel like Michael Carter is the best running back available.
He is, but man, I don't know if they're really trying to embrace him being the guy. I think they re-signed Tevin Coleman, which is weird. But also, didn't they bring in somebody else, or at least they've been heavily exploring other running backs?
Sure.
So I don't know. I see on a separate note, Tamia coming in here about Breece Hall. Dude, Breece Hall is going to be that guy. Him and Kenneth Walker are going to be those guys. But Breece Hall, man, we got to hope, Tamia, that Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker land in a job where they can be the starting solo back, dude, because these guys, they could tear it up. They could really tear it up.
Who are the teams that can literally
Falcons?
Draft? Falcons, okay. That's a good point. Yeah.
Falcons, you could say, I mean, I guess
Falcons.
you could. No, I mean, I guess, if you got to think about it a little bit. I mean, I still think the Dolphins are a team that could have a running back to split with Chase Edmonds and still be very fantasy productive. But In terms of a solo back, um, still think the Chiefs could do that because Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not the guy to have. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that more, but I do think that the Falcons are for sure answer to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and look into it because I'm
Also,
interested.
also, like I know we briefly talked about this yesterday, but uh, whatchamacallit, the Panthers signing Deontay Foreman. Isn't that kind of weird now that they have CMC, Deontay Foreman, and Chuba Hubbard?
Yeah, so I have heard now that people are speculating that CMC is part of a potential trade package. Although I've
There's
seen a
no,
lot of
yeah, that's writing on the walls for me, man.
yeah, yeah. Although I'd seen that beforehand that CMC was supposed to stick with Watson if he came, but who knows,
Yeah,
man? There's so much like loose speculation and this source and that source right now, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it is. I mean, we liked Foreman in terms of like a handcuff to Henry,
yeah,
and that's not a thing anymore in terms of
no.
drafting him in the late round. So, if the Giants trade Saquon Barkley, they would be a team. And I have still seen a lot of rumors about Barkley potentially exiting. Um, but yeah, I'm looking through now. Man, this is kind of a tough argument, but maybe the Chiefs to some degree. I mean,
Mhm.
no, I take that back because even if the Chiefs draft a running back, like they're just going to utilize like 4 running backs. They're almost like the Patriots at this point. Um, wow, it might really. You could argue the Texans, but once again, man, like they're just going to have a carousel of guys. Um, it might really just be the Falcons got Ito Smith
What a yeah, Ito
because the
Smith.
the Dolphins now have Gaskin, and they've got Edmonds, right? So
I
it's
don't
like,
I don't think Gaskin's going to be that involved next year.
well, it's like, but once again, it's probably a revolving door. Now, the Seahawks are a team that I think if they got a young guy that they really liked, they could potentially make him an RB1, but it's really the Falcons in terms of like clear cut answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's hard to say, man. It's but you never know. I mean, and a running back could always become the RB1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, sorry, just joined. Hey, it's all good, bro. Happy to have you here. No worries at all.
Have you in the
Who do you
pod?
guys? Go ahead. Oh, who do you guys like more next season, Schultz or Goddard? I like Goddard a little bit more. A little bit more. I do like
Really?
Schultz, but I like Goddard slightly more right now. Ron the Goat, what's up, bro? If CMC leaves the Panthers, we will be a poverty franchise. Yeah, I can't really disagree with that, man. Unfortunately. Fortunately. What's up, Ron? It's good to see you, bro. Ron Old says he likes Goodert more. If the Giants trade their high-paid players, they could rebuild. Yeah, they have like no cap space. Is the main reason I've seen Saquon's name out there. They have
I
nothing they
don't
can do.
I don't all right, so John, seriously, why would you other than maybe there's like limited teams that are offering, why would you keep Saquon Barkley? Just to fill seats,
I mean,
jerseys? I feel like New York is kind of giving up on him, like the fan base. Like
yeah, it's true.
this dude has not really played football in a long time.
On a consistent basis, yeah. And I mean, it's like, why not just let him like go somewhere else? Like in the
It's not even like
professional
trying to
way.
be a good no, not even trying to be a good sport about it. Like it's just like he doesn't serve your team any purpose right now. Like you guys aren't gonna win. And if you're not a winning team, there's no reason to have a running back in my mind. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like
Sure, sure.
a running back is not gonna make you a division winning team or Super Bowl winning team. Like you have to have a lot of pieces in place for the running back, I think, to be something that's gonna make you a contender. Like Christian McCaffrey, dude. Like he is the biggest X factor in the game at the running back position, and his team is dog shit. Like and always has been dog shit with him. It's just like it doesn't matter.
Ronald saying that the Giants bolstered their offensive line. Yeah, I mean they got how do you say his name?
Klaus, it's
Glanowski.
like yeah, Glogowski or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
and
he's amazing. He's really good.
they got the Bills guard as well. He's John. He's got like an Italian last name, but he spells his name Jon, which I'm a big fan of myself. Um, so those are two great additions. I mean, they
Yeah,
lose Evan Engram, but it's not like he is a really known for his blocking ability. So it's definitely true, Ronald. It's definitely true. I wouldn't bet against him next season. I don't think we're betting against him, but I think it's more so year after year. It's that offense, man. It's just hard to trust what the Giants are putting on the field. Woo, three quarterbacks in a row here. Jackson, Wilson, Rodgers, Prescott, make it four.
whoa,
Yeah.
quarterback's getting thin. Here we go.
Barkley to the Browns for Baker. That would be an insane running back room.
John, I don't
uh,
know if you've been noticing, but I think my guy is going to be A-Rod in the 7th.
yeah, I've seen you taking A-Rod quite a bit, man.
I
And you
I
took
think
Devontae
after
in this round or in this draft too. Yeah.
I think after seeing in our personal league, seeing the benefit of having Devonte Adams
Two
and
years in a
Aaron
row.
Rodgers,
Yeah.
or like having A-Rod and like maybe even an Aaron Jones, like that is an insane combo. Like that combo literally can destroy an opponent. Like, and
Rodgers
if you are a
and
good
Adams for
draft
sure.
mind, you can and you put some other guys and pieces around those guys. Your team's really a force to be reckoned with if you have A-Rod and Adams.
Cooper finally gets drafted in the 7th round.
He didn't deserve, man. He doesn't deserve anything.
Finally out of here, man.
Cooper Kupp and Tyler Lockett, two guys that I just don't know if I could touch.
Really?
I mean, could you touch Tyler
No,
Lockett with Drew Lock?
I'm 100% with you. It's just trying to see if you would have any conversation there.
But hey, let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson. Is that alluring? Is
Yeah.
that alluring? Because remember Deshaun Watson's deep ball, bro. And
Yeah,
imagine that going to Coops.
but it's like once again, like really when you think about like last season looking at Cooper, right? It's like you're still drafting a potential boomer bust type player who deals with injury. It's like in the 7th round, I'm fine with it, regardless of who the quarterback is, right? But you know what you're going to get out of Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not ecstatic. Like right, week 1, we can't forget week 1, 38 not 0.9 points in PPR, 5 points, 11 or 15 points, 15 points, 10 points. Bye week 25 points, 5 points, 9 points. Like it's just you know what you're getting, right? He either is going to show up or he doesn't, and doesn't make him a bad fantasy player. It's just you're going to be more comfortable with him as like your wide receiver 3, like a flex player. So really, in the 6th or 7th round, I don't have a problem with Cooper at all. That dependent if Watson's a quarterback or not, but I don't think it really changes too much for me if is the quarterback, like for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If it's Baker, if it's Watson, if it's Colt McCoy, or who's their backup? Is it I don't know. It's probably not the same player as it was. Who played this past season?
Case
Case
Keenum,
Keenum?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Case
yeah,
Keenum, man.
yeah.
That's your
Keenum's my
guy,
guy.
dude.
Yeah, Case Keenum is my guy. I'm sorry, Case, if you heard that. I did not mean to forget your name. But yeah. I don't know. Cooper's gonna be an interesting player to look at, and like I wasn't crazy about Cooper last season. And I don't know, maybe we're not giving him, from a fantasy perspective, enough respect. Maybe he's kind of similar to like a Mike Evans, like when you really look at the numbers, right? I mean, in terms of receiving yards, like last season was a little bit down, but still a top 30 fantasy receiver. Then you look at the last 3 seasons before that, over 1,000 receiving yards and at least 5 touchdowns in each season. So, I mean, maybe not Mike Evans numbers, but still, like, for sake of argument, relatively similar. But it'll be interesting to see him with the Browns. And the kind of the difference with the Cowboys is he's always had other receivers, other options in the passing game to help alleviate some defensive pressure, as well as a pretty steady run game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's see here. Jerry, rank the quarterbacks Lamar, Dak, and Russell. From fantasy perspective, I'll go Lamar, Russell, then Dak.
I like that.
At the moment.
Yeah. So that means then you're expecting like a pretty big jump from Russell, because I don't think over the past 3 years Russell has outperformed Dak Prescott.
Ooh.
Oh, you're gonna have to auto pick Senior Cinnabon again. Man, that's unfortunate too, because Senior Cinnabon like really lit it up here in the first 4 picks. He dominated.
Man, I don't know. Russell Wilson, 2020, 2019 had some monster seasons, like 2 of his best seasons of all time.
Yes, a couple years ago.
That was literally 2 years ago. Senior Cinnabon might be eating some McDonald's. There we go.
Garrett Wilson, nice pick. He's got some healthy receivers there.
Bossman Fat said, "Don't let Coop fall to me. Be right back." Oh no, that's who's on his team. That's who's on his team. Crap, I didn't see that. I think Damon Harris is a really good pick there, Jerry. I
like that pick, Jerry. Jerry's establishing a really good team right here. Good job,
sure is, brother. I'm going double tight end, baby.
I hate you so much.
Double tight end, baby.
I hate you so much, dude.
Jeez, those are rough words. Listen,
I want to put you in a blender and eat you like a smoothie, brother.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there before, man. I really wanted to pick Adam Thielen with one of those my last.
Yeah.
I really did.
If it wasn't Dawson Knox, I was going for Thielen, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I still really like Adam Thielen going into next season, but the fact that we know that Kirk Cousins is there.
Yeah.
Look at the start to the beginning of the season, right? 30, 14, 17, 7, 6,
He's a
29.
pretty consistent player.
So, I mean, these 2 games are kind of forgettable, but really, he's still a top 30 fantasy receiver, and he missed a significant amount of time. So,
I think you should change that guy's pick so that I can get him. That'd be really nice.
I think no.
Is that cheating?
Oh, Kelvion's here. How did I take off auto pick? Let me hold on. Why does it have you on auto? Because we did one CPU auto pick, but we did that for like 3 other teams and it didn't do that. Hold on. I mean, worst case scenario, Kelvion, I can pick him for you. Hold on. Oh no, what was that? What was that? That is not what we wanted. Uh-oh. We got an NFL update. Hold on. Kelvion, we'll figure it out, my dude. I promise. Raheem Mostert is signing with the Dolphins. Okay, that's great.
That's a nice move by them.
Reunited with Mike McDaniel.
I bet you he used the shit out of him. He's a hell of a player.
Oh no, Kelvion, my whole screen is like freaking out at me now.
So yeah, this is a tough pick for me.
One other thing you can do, Kelvion, is you can set your queue, and then if you go to queue, tell me if you go to queue if it gives you the thing that'll turn off auto pick, and if not, you can set your queue, like whoever you want to draft, you can put top of your queue, and then it should just pick them for you. I don't know why it did that or why it's not letting it come off. C8's finally off the board, man.
What do you think about that pick there? 8th round, taking a shot at this guy.
Yeah. I mean, I kept looking at him the past like 3 rounds. Like,
he's my 4th running back.
Yeah, if he's I like where you're at with your team right now, although you don't have the tight end. So, yeah,
I'm kind of punting on that right now.
But no, that's fine. No, I like your team, man. Let's see here. Lee Chapman, think Lance will count on the veteran? In terms of Debo or Ayuk? Or which veteran are we counting on? You think Jimmy G will be at the Niners? Probably not. The way it's looking, probably not. I thought Mostert was going to the Broncos. That would have been a nice pickup. I like Mostert wherever he goes, but maybe not the Dolphins with the way they tend to have a carousel of running backs. Yeah, Tammy and I ain't drafting Dolphins running backs. I ain't either, bro. Seriously, man, I forgot about the draft for those last 2 picks. I'm watching AEW while drafting. Hey, no worries, bro. No worries, man. You got a couple of receivers on your squad, so it's all good. Hollywood Brown off the board here in the 8th. I like that pick.
How are we feeling about
good?
How are we feeling about Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson right now with Mitchell Trubisky as the guy?
I like Johnson.
Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've been kind of harsh on Mitch the bitch,
What why I mean, no, you're not being harsh on him. Like, we're a couple years removed from people like putting him in the middle of the street and like killing him in public. Like, people hated Mitchell Trubisky a couple years ago.
Sure. I mean, it's not untrue.
The only thing that's changed is time.
Dude, I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm telling you.
Like, what do you draft Chase Claypool?
No, I haven't really been high on Chase Claypool in general. I'll take a chance on Deontay Johnson, depending on where you can get him. Just because I love Deontay Johnson.
I don't understand personally what happened. It had to have been something, but why Pittsburgh is not involved with Deshaun Watson? It kind of doesn't make any sense to me because, like, especially with the Flores hiring, I'm just very confused that, like, I felt like Pittsburgh was never in the sweepstakes.
Who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they want Mitchell as a backup. Who knows?
I mean, could they afford to do that?
I don't know. I really don't know off the top of my head, but you never know, man. I mean, everyone's saying it's these 3 teams for sure. It's these 2 teams for sure. And yeah, you just never know, man. Let's see here. Taman, how do I get in the draft next time? If you're not part of the Discord group, best way is to join the Discord. Link is in the description down below. Completely free to join, but we always post the invite in Discord first. And then you just got to look out for our community posts on YouTube. Those will always have the link to join as well. So yeah, it's just kind of first come, first serve. But we'd love to have you in here next time, man, for sure.
Robert Woods, I like that auto pick.
Bobby Trees,
auto pick these next ones too.
Calvion's in the building.
Oh, Isaiah Spiller in the building. I like that.
Lee Chapman, Ayuk. I could see Ayuk kind of stepping up.
Gronk Daddy. I like that.
Gronk Daddy. I mean, I think if anything, Trey Lance will be relying on Kittle and Debo. I would love to see him have a chemistry with Ayuk, though. I would.
Yeah.
I would. But are we going to see that? I'm not quite sure.
I do think Trey Lance is going to be a really intriguing fantasy player. I wouldn't be surprised at all if 2 weeks into the season we're all like, wow, we should have done this, which is why, like, the idea this year to go, stable quarterback and draft Trey Lance, I mean, that's a very alluring idea because this guy is next level. He's been a year under the belt to Shanahan. This year he'll be probably all starting reps. I think he's going to really be good. I really do.
I don't know, man. We said that last year.
But I think there's going to be a few different quarterbacks that are going to be very gettable, very attainable at the end of the draft this year. I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, Deshaun Watson, he has not been drafted yet, right? He's a guy you could take a flyer on. Trevor Lawrence, a guy you can take a flyer on.
I am interested. Ronald in here saying Watson said he wouldn't go to Philly, maybe said Pittsburgh too. Ronald, as a Philly fan, who would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Jalen Hurts? I'm interested to know. Tamian, he shouldn't draft Calvin Ridley. No. He might, if we have an auto pick, he might end up getting drafted. But no, I would not recommend that as well. Team is always Watson, AP, and Ridley. Ronald Watson, he's better. Fair enough. Kelvion says Watson. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. But not for 3 firsts in Hurts. Yeah, I mean, basically, to obtain Watson, it's probably going to cost your next potential 3 or 4 years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's going to cost a whole lot. He's better, but not worth the price. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, man. Just in general, I obviously in fantasy, but fantasy aside, I'm here for Jalen Hurts if he ever needs me. Deshaun is going to be the obvious answer, but he's going to cost. I was just curious, man, because with Hurts being drafted and doing what he's done in his first 2 years, I was just curious. Maybe there's a sentiment out there that even if Watson was a possibility, do Philly fans actually want that? But I totally understand it. The answer is yes. Auto pick for Steven. Okay.
Hey.
Plus, fuck him for saying he wouldn't come here. We would never let that shit go. Sure. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Yeah, and I don't really get why. Like, I feel like Philly's got decent skill position players. You got a great tight end. I like Devonta Smith. Maybe there's other issues at receiver. The O-line is good, right? The defense, you have some missing pieces, but it's not like within a year or two you couldn't bolster that defense to some degree. So I do think, I don't know, that division's relatively weak. I mean, Philly made the playoffs last season, right? And Dallas looks in shambles. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that was an option. Like, why are the Panthers an option, but Philly's not an option? I mean, maybe the Panthers have a better front seven, maybe a better offensive line, CMC, DJ Moore, but like, how are the Falcons being entertained?
John, I wonder if it's an element of tampering that was going on during this whole process, and so Deshaun had a better relationship with certain teams. Like maybe there were owners, right? Like I know the Panthers owner is an extremely aggressive owner who solely, he's a big hedge fund finance guy who he's big
also
leveraging.
He's being investigated by the DOJ. In case you guys
is he really right now?
Oh yeah.
He's going down.
We'll see. For insider trading, but go ahead.
Oh my gosh, dude! Panthers, that could be a bad situation.
He's had other like issues in the past too.
But he's apparently pretty intense, dude.
With a lot of that stuff, you get fined. You're a billionaire. You pay what, $1 million or less for the fine, and then you move on with your life.
Yeah.
We got fined $100. Yeah.
Somebody else would go to prison though for like 10, 15 years and take it for him.
If I did it, I'd be like
John would be like in like a Persian prison or something. Like he'd be in a different country.
Yeah. Taven, I'm gonna head out. Always good to talk. Of course, brother. Of course, man. Appreciate you hanging out for a bit tonight as well, man.
Brees Hall. Dream of Brees Hall.
Steven sounds like a drunk uncle or something.
Imagine if I just like said that like a family get together, just like on a couch.
Dream of Brees Hall.
Dream of Brees Hall. Dream of.
All right, let's see here. Safe to say, I think I'm done with running backs. Who you got here? Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Akers, Swift, and Cook. Yeah, you're probably good there, bro. But it's a beautiful lineup for sure. It's a beautiful lineup. It's a beautiful day. Is that U2 sings that song?
It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I do not like them. I like not listening to U2. That's a good thing.
I agree with that.
Did you see the Colts actually had made a trade?
I did see. I was wondering if you're going to bring that up. I
actually like that move. It does give us a very strong. Dude, we already have a really good.
Rocky Ya-Sin is like the best corner in Madden of all time, bro.
Dude, he actually sucks in Madden. I'm surprised you said that. He was awful. Every time I played with the Colts, I'd end up having to bench him. And I really liked him coming out of college too. He was him and Deebo Samuel would always like go at it in Senior Bowl practice, and I was like, oh, both these guys are gonna be so good. And then Rocky Sin just sucked, and so I was just like, so I don't know how we got. Oh, damn it, Jerry! You took Zach Ertz. I'm so mad at you, dude. I'm so mad at you. That's what I was trying to do.
I think it was like unanimous, like under. I think you just suck at Madden. Is what I'm getting at. I thought everyone loved him, man, bro.
But Ngakwe is going to be a really good defensive end for us. I think he's going to be
He's
really
a great
solid.
DN, bro.
He had a really, really high PFF pass rush rating this year. He was really
10
solid for
sacks
the
last year,
Raiders.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really solid.
So the
And
Raiders signing Chandler Jones and
yeah,
Jones and Crosby, bro.
that's going to be a very disgusting pair.
That's
I
something.
still have no faith in the Raiders whatsoever, but I do think they've made some good moves with that one. um, I think that move really kind of allows them to be a little bit more flexible come draft day. Um, but I also think like this is not a team that's about to go win a Super Bowl this year. And I
Oh
do think
hell no! Look
Chandler
at that.
Jones, I mean, bro, they look at this division and they say we got to get some guys that are going to go after Herbert, Wilson, Mahomes. Like we got three of the best quarterbacks in the league right here. We got to get somebody to go get them.
I took Brady.
Fantastic pick, dude.
I almost pushed it another round. I wanted to really hold off on quarterback in this draft.
Does Ronald have? Yeah, Ronald has a quarterback because I could see Ronald grabbing Tom. I could see Ronald grabbing Tom in the 10th, being sneaky with it. But
Did Watson get picked?
Watson hasn't gotten picked.
Watson and Stafford, because those are the other two guys.
There's really no reason that Brady should still be available.
I mean, is this the year we see some Brady regression? He's coming off his best season of all time.
No, I don't think so. No.
I mean, they've made the right moves to make that offense, continue another 40-yard touchdown year, right? I mean, I could see him having a more similar year to 2020 or maybe 2019, but with better touchdown numbers, right? But I mean, 5,300 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, 12 picks. I mean, that's easily since is 2011 the undefeated season?
Yeah,
dude, that's so crazy to think that at a time that that was an NFL record for most passing touchdowns. Like I remember him. I remember him setting that record and being so angry he beat Peyton's, and like thinking that those two would like always, be the guys that. And now it's just like that's like happens every season. You know the point I'm making. Yeah. Let's see here. Jerry, I have really high hope for Ertz. I don't know why he's ranked so low. Yeah, I love Ertz.
Ertz is going to be really good this year, man.
Yeah. Keeping that chemistry with Kyler. I mean, yeah, absolutely, man. He's going to be on the same team for the next 3 years. So, Zach Ertz before Pat Freiermuth. I think that people are a little bit low on Freiermuth because Mitchell Trubisky is a quarterback. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually, now that we know who the quarterback is, I don't mind Freiermuth as much. But gosh, he just really had good chemistry with Big Ben, But I actually think that I'm not as worried with Mitch throwing him the football. It could have been a lot worse.
Jeez. This is not a good situation.
What are you looking at tight ends, Steven? Bro, you getting Noah Fant, dog.
Yeah, dude, chill out, bro. Chill out.
I'm gonna look at Mitchell Trubisky's stats. Because I don't know if you remember
6 seconds.
I used to like kind of
no.
Dude, Higbee is a fine pick, bro.
No, I know, but that was like almost an auto pick, dude. I had to like go grab.
So let's see. Mitchell Trubisky made the Pro Bowl in 2018 with 3,200 passing yards, 24 passing touchdowns. I don't think he was an original selection. I think he was.
No, he was not. He was not an original selection.
3,100 passing yards and 17 touchdowns in 2019, his sophomore season. He only
went
threw
to the playoffs though a couple times, bro.
2020,
like almost every year.
Oh wait, I'm going backwards. I'm going the wrong direction. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, his interception numbers aren't awful. 7, 12, 10, 8. I mean, they're not awful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who his tight ends were. Like, I'm trying to look into what type of potential chemistry he could have. But I literally cannot think. I don't think he ever had a relevant tight end. And did he? Was Jimmy
Bro,
Graham there?
I'm trying to. Yeah, Jimmy Graham was definitely there.
I'm gonna look into this.
No, Jimmy G was definitely there, bro.
Jerry, what was the reaction to the Patriots going undefeated? It was
So they didn't. They went 18-1.
Technically speaking, yeah, they lost the Super Bowl. So it could have been the greatest accomplishment in sports history, arguably of all time. And they got beat by the Giants, which is still my favorite Super Bowl of all time. I actually have a very, very vivid memory of that game. And when David Tyree made the helmet catch, I was in Steven's living room and I picked Steven up off the ground.
I remember that, yeah.
We were both like screaming, and they hadn't even won the game. Everyone forgets about Plexico Burress catching the game-winning touchdown.
Everybody knew that it was just the biggest moment, round. Man.
That play, the helmet catch play, is phenomenal. Yeah, I mean obviously the 72 Dolphins went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. What, they have 14 games or 16 games?
Yeah, it was 14 back then.
So the Dolphins have a party every single year. That team
is anyone still alive?
Yeah, they are.
Wait, isn't that the year that a kicker won like MVP? I feel like I think it is. I think it is.
Yeah. So the reaction during that season, they almost lost to Baltimore, and I really remember thinking that they were going to. I remember watching that game, and they almost lost to the Giants. And I think it was the final week of the season.
Yeah, week 17, Giants, they almost lost.
A lot of those Giants players cite that game like, hey, like in terms of the Super Bowl, like we know how to beat this team, and we basically beat them, and we can win the Super Bowl. So the reaction at the time was, this is absolutely crazy, and it makes so much sense. And they were phenomenal that season, man. I mean, truthfully, that offense was just crazy. But at the same time, they didn't get it done. And I think a lot of people were happy about that. And a lot of people were mad at the same time. So,
John, did you see that Zadarius Smith signed by the Ravens?
Yes, I did see that.
That's a fantastic signing by them, man. They're really loading up.
It's a big signing. Yeah, that's what they do, man. They sign defensive players, you know.
Yeah,
and I think it's a great pick. Yeah. The Ravens are going to be interesting this season, man. They really are. That division's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. It always is, bro. We got 3.5 rounds left tonight. Oh, Steven's on the board. Let's let him draft. I don't even know who's available right now. You got to pick Kenny Golladay, Myles Gaskin, Noah Fant.
I think I'm going to. Yeah. What am I going to value here? What position do you think I should go based off my team right now?
I gotta look at your team.
I know what I'm doing.
I think you got kind of a sexy team here.
Because I think Christian McCaffrey is going to get traded.
Well, so if you think CMC gets traded, do you think Foreman's a clear-cut guy with Hubbard there?
100%.
Okay. I don't know why I called him Hubbard, but
even if he's not, if he's in a 50-50 split role with Chuba Hubbard, I think or Chuba Hubbard, I think he's
butchering his name.
Chubby Hub. I think he's gonna for sure light it up. Especially as, I mean, a fifth running back on the team. I think that'll be a good spot for him.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue against your guy there. You know,
I like Mayday though, taking Melvin Gordon there. I mean, right now you're taking him in the 11th round.
Ooh, boss man. That's who I was going to pick.
Who'd he take? Deshaun?
In case Brady dies. I was going to try and get Watson or Stafford here. And really, like, when I picked Brady, it was like, I kind of view these guys in a similar fashion, especially this point in the draft. Like Brady, Watson, or Stafford. But I really wanted to try and get 2 of them as well. So, good pick, man. I can still pick Kirk Cousins, so I'm good, you know. That was a joke if I picked Kirk Cousins. But really, you know, we look at Kirk Cousins, QB 12 last year. Let's look at some of these guys, right? Trevor Lawrence, never mind. Tannehill.
No, dude, don't look at it.
QB 14, man.
Chill.
Matt Ryan is another one, depending on where he is. No, never mind.
I don't think yeah, dude, calm down.
Wow, Matt Ryan had a big downfall. But out of these guys, we'll come back to the late round quarterbacks. I should probably pick a player. I mean, Kirk Cousins is the best quarterback available right now. If I wanted to pick
dude, the way you draft pick causes me so much anxiety, dude. You go like to the very bottom of the list of players.
I mean, I've got my queue.
I
I know who's on my queue. I'm looking, bro. I got a whole minute. Got a whole minute. Apparently, Deshaun Watson wants Will Fuller to
What?
go to whatever team.
What?
That's like part of it, like his deal. Yeah.
That's like Aaron Rodgers saying, "I
Yeah.
need Randall Cobb and
Hey
MBS."
man, if you
That's
got
part of
chemistry,
this.
yeah, if you got chemistry with someone, why not, man? All right, yeah, I got some interesting players queued up.
By the way, did you see that Russell Wilson? He was saying that he was built to throw it deep to Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick, and he left out Jerry Jeudy. Isn't that weird?
Judy's that in between guy, bro. And I'm gonna pick Tim
You think
Patrick
Tim
off the board.
Patrick's a deep player?
Oh yeah, that's why I drafted him, baby.
Nice. I like that. Pretty good value there.
I do think he, like, in all seriousness, I think Patrick will be very fantasy relevant next year. You're gonna come into that thing where it's like,
I don't think you need to draft him though.
we'll find out, right? I mean, you'll come into that thing where it's gonna be like almost like the Bills or the Bucks, right? Where you're gonna have weeks where Sutton and Judy hit. You're gonna have weeks where Sutton and Patrick hit. It's gonna be complicated at times, right? You know.
Yeah.
But really, when you look at the beginning of last season in PPR, Tim Patrick had a great start to the season. Then things started to kind of
Go downhill.
Yeah. There are a couple late round receivers that I'm a fan of as of right now. Let's see here. Chupa Bubba.
Chuba Bubba.
Yeah. John Envers, what's going on, bro? What's up, guys? Quick question. Here, do you think there'll be any quarterbacks taken in the first round? If so, which one? Have a blessed evening. Heading to church in my Catch Fam shirt. I love it, bro.
That's what's up, John.
That's sick, man. Listen, in terms of first round quarterbacks, it depends on your league. There are leagues out there that happens, and of course, if it's a super flex league, it'll more than likely happen. But in terms of a standard or PPR scoring format, or I guess this scoring format doesn't matter, but in quote unquote standard roster where you only start one quarterback, I would say right now it would be Josh Allen if someone does get picked. And depending on your league, I think year after year, Patrick Mahomes, his name always pops up in there. And then maybe you could argue like a Jackson or Murray. But I really think, generally speaking, if any quarterback goes in the first round, also, of course, it depends on the size of your league. Like, it's not going to happen in an 8-man league, in a 14-man league, 16, 18, 20-man league. As you go up, the odds become higher. But if anyone, it's Josh Allen, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's either Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, because I still think, even though Allen is probably the better fantasy player right now, I still think Patrick Mahomes is the biggest name brand value player in fantasy football right now.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it, right? It's like people just see that name, and especially for people who are a little bit looser but just enjoy playing fantasy football, but maybe don't pay as much attention, or maybe don't have as much experience, like they will go out and draft a quarterback very early.
Yeah.
And usually it's going to be a guy like a Patty Mahomes, like just because of the name. So, yeah. If it's anyone, it's probably Allen or Mahomes, in my opinion. And it definitely depends on how many teams are within your respective league as well. All right, I got to pick another player here. Picking Kirk Cousins off the board. No one's taking.
Whoa. Why?
That
was a bad pick, bro. That was a bad pick.
Look at my team. Look at my team, though. Like, I really don't need anything. Like, I got 2 tight ends. I got depth at receiver, and I got 3 running backs, and I already got Brady. So I want to add depth at quarterback because Brady scares me a little bit.
I mean, I think the only thing maybe you could have added up on
could have got Trey Lance, maybe.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance would have been more of a higher ceiling player, because you already have Brady, who's probably going to be a top 8 player.
You like that? Honest. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you, Steven? Yeah.
I like it. I love it. I need some more of it.
Okay, so Ronald says Patrick is going to be the Y receiver. How do you feel about that, Pat? Or Ronald just called you Patrick. How do you feel about it from a fantasy standpoint? I like Ronald taking. Look at these guys here: Kirk, Chark, Pickens, Jones. Is Jones going to be the Y guy?
Zay
Actually,
Jones.
I actually don't mind Zay Jones. I don't mind anything Jacksonville's done. I really don't. I mean, they've overpaid, but at the same time, it's like, what were they supposed to do? Dude, I'm telling you, Steven, this pick Noah Fant.
I'm never drafting Noah Fant, bro. Ever. He doesn't deserve to ever get drafted now. Especially after they went out and got Disley.
Disley.
Will Disley. No, but I saw Laviska Shenault being shopped around, bro.
Noah Fant
Interesting
was a
stuff.
top 12 tight end last season, and he has the same quarterback.
Dude, I don't like him, bro.
That's
don't
fine,
like
but do you get the point I'm making?
No, because
He's been a top
he didn't play
16.
with him the whole time.
He's been a top 16 tight end his entire career. 16, 13, 12.
Okay.
I'm not arguing. I'm just putting out points.
You argue with someone else, bro. All right, man.
To argue in general, right? Because he's still sitting here, and we look at the tight ends at this point in the draft, like Logan Thomas, maybe Robert Tonyan, or Albert Okay, since he'll be. I mean, those are really the only guys, right? Uzma, maybe with the Jets. Oh, that was another thing we're going to discuss here. We can do late round tight ends, but at this point, right, when we're in the Kirk Cousins, Trey Lance conversation, like who else would you take a flyer on potentially? You got Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. You still got Tannehill, Matt Ryan. You got plenty of other rookies. Derek Carr. Where did Derek Carr finish? 17th overall. No.
Oh shit! I got auto picked, bro.
I mean, Derek Carr, QB 13 is kind of interesting from last season. It's okay, Steven. You got Dotson, bro.
I know. It was actually he was one of my two players. I was thinking either Jahan Dotson to go in the rookie approach or go Kendrick Bourne, who I've done before. But I like Jahan Dotson a lot too. Really, really fast rookie. And I think he might go to the Buccaneers. I think that's a good spot for him at the end of the first.
Ronald, you got to overpay people to get people to move to the swamp plan team that never wins. I agree. Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah. Ryan, what's good, my dude? Catch fam, what up? What's up, Ryan? I think Lawrence going to have a good year next year. Yeah, I think he'll be improved for sure. Ryan was at the gym. All good, bro.
I think Emily Collier just had a great pick right there with Evan Engram. You get literally tight end one. I don't like him as a player, but you get tight end one for a team literally 3 rounds left in the draft. And Evan Engram does have the capability, he has the high ceiling to really blow up. And if he doesn't, you can cut bait.
You know, when I was doing the must-start tight end videos last year, this Evan Engram was a guy who popped up for me in a lot of points against teams very weak against the position, and he did not show up. Or if he did show up, it was purely from a PPR standpoint, right? Like I really remember this back half of the season. He had a really, really good strength of schedule. And in some of these games, he showed up to some degree, like week 16 in Philly. Philly very, very bad against position last season. But then you look at like week 14 against the Chargers. They were awful against tight end position last season. He had like 1 point. So is that all Evan Engram's fault? Probably not. I mean, Danny Dimes throwing you the football. There's a lot of problems with that offense, but he did disappoint me at times last season. But to your point, the point you're making is completely fine. Yeah.
And I kind of wonder too, right? Like, I wonder how much of the bad offensive output by these Giants players has to do with more of the lack of love for Joe Judge from the players, the dysfunction in that Giants organization. Because, like, you look at guys like Kenny Galladay, for instance, a high productive player with Detroit. Then you look at a guy like Saquon Barkley, who, yeah, he's got injury problems, but like I just wonder if like maybe these guys, these really talented players, Odell Beckham when he was there, Evan Engram, very talented player. If all these guys weren't there in New York, would they be better?
Probably.
Out on their own, and so
probably
I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see. Because Evan Ingram's going to get the opportunity. I mean, I don't really think there's any competition for him at tight end.
Yeah, I don't dislike him, especially in the 12th round. There goes Noah Fant. Finally, can you answer my question though, Stephen? At this point, With the quarterbacks available, who are you most optimistic about? Is it Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Derek Carr,
Justin Fields.
Tua,
Justin Fields.
Fields, not Carson Wentz? Okay.
From a fantasy perspective,
Justin could break out. He could.
I
The
think he
Bears have
looks
been
to. I think he looks to run very quickly, and
very, very quiet in free agency.
he's a very explosive player. Looks to run quick, so he's going to have a very high ceiling if
Show
he can just.
glimpses.
Yeah, and I think with Matt Nagy out, there's going to be there's going to be less dysfunction, less toxicity. I think this team needed a new, fresh face. And I think that this is going to be an organization that's taking the step in the right direction. And Justin Fields he's a winner, bro. He's won at every level of his career. I like Fields. I think he's a good player. I think he's 2 years away from showing what he can really do as a true quarterback. But for fantasy, I don't see why he couldn't be Jalen Hurts of last year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the glimpses too, 24 points in week 8, 19 in week 9, and then 19 in week 14. And he did that against San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and Green Bay. Were good defenses last season.
I mean, look at what he did against go up real quick.
Sorry.
Against Baltimore, he has 20. And then he finishes against Minnesota with 21. I mean,
oh no, I don't think.
Am I looking at something odd here?
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong line there. Yeah, you're looking at the projection. He had 2 points against Baltimore.
Bro, if you look at the projections, though, that's really all that matters, dude.
That's true, man.
So projections are all that matters, guys.
Yeah. And chat, let us know out of this group, right? We got Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Tannehill, Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Derek Carr, Davis Mills, Tua, Zach Wilson, Danny Dimes, Carson Wentz, Baker, Jared Goff,
Shout out my guy, Davis Mills.
Jimmy G. I mean, I'm just, for the sake of argument and for fun, looking at late round quarterbacks, like if you went completely QB zero, or I guess I should say zero QB, I mean, you could probably still get potentially a Brady Watson, probably not Watson by the time drafts actually come, and probably not a Brady or Stafford. So if we're going from Kirk Cousins forward, who's your guy, right? Especially in deeper leagues as well. Ryan, feeling mad about my team. I'm going to take Andrews there. I felt double up on the tight end. Yeah, I like both the tight ends you got, man. I thought it was sick. Fields, I'm iffy on losing A-Rod, even though he didn't do anything and no acquisitions yet. I'm trying to avoid personally. Yeah, I do like him and Mooney. I like the chemistry that they've showed last season for sure. But maybe A-Rod being on the field at least helped to some degree. All right, let's see here. Look at this draft board. I hate that the format changed. It doesn't show the full thing.
I love the colors, though, man. I love these
colors. Gotta love the colors.
Love these colors.
Yeah.
John, what do you think of my team?
I actually like this team that you put together here.
It's probably the best team I've ever put together so far.
Adams,
with their
Moore,
too early to call.
Pittman. I think Davis is going to have a really good season next. There's a lot of Bills fans very optimistic about what Davis could break out and do. Running back room looks really good, man. It does. Rodgers and Adams, scary. Obviously, Higbee has you worried at tight end, and 2 good picks in the later rounds. Sarah Foreman, Dotson. Got Cowboys defense. Yeah, it's a good team, man. Good job.
Thanks.
Hopefully, Higbee, did show good chemistry. Honestly, man, if I was you, I would have gone Higbee and Noah Fant. In all seriousness, I would have gone
instead of Foreman.
Yeah, because you already have a pretty deep running back room. Just to help kind of bolster the pick of Higbee. If I go weak tight end, then I got to draft 2 personally.
I just don't. I know we talked about this before, but I just don't see the value in having 2 shitty tight ends that you have to guess every single week if they're gonna hit. These are guesswork.
More of what you're trying to do is you're gonna hope one becomes more consistent or better overall than the other, and then you just make one the starter. You're drafting 2 to have one as a starter, if that makes sense. It's kind of like drafting 2 quarterbacks. Like you're just trying to give yourself some depth.
I get it. I just think that the tight end position is just not I'm starting to think it's just not that kind of position anymore. Like, if let's say you draft Higbee and it's like you got a guy who's a part of a great team, and then you look at it like, okay, if Higbee doesn't work out, I'm just gonna sign whoever the hell is out there that given week and stream. Because it's like if you don't get a guy in the first 7 rounds, 8 rounds, like you're literally it's a dart throw, in my opinion.
I will say, like, I'm worried about the tight end position this season. It's always
Yeah,
worrisome, but really, like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm fine up to Fearmouth, and I think that Higbee, Engram, and Fant you have a shot with, and if Gronk plays, that's fine too. And Njoku, I'm a little. I don't personally. I'm not very high on Njoku at all. But if you're drafting Gronk and
Without
Njoku,
Austin Hooper, now it's just his show.
I don't know, man. He's had a lot of opportunities to be the guy, right? And
I don't know though. I don't know. Has he? They've always had some other guys in the locker room.
dude, he's been bad his career. Like he's been
He
there
has
since
sucked. He has sucked.
2017.
You can make a similar argument with David Njoku that you can with Evan Engram. They're both extremely
Sure.
talented players, and
Engram's been better than Njoku. But I don't disagree with the point that you're making, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think you're right. You know, right around like this Ertz to Fearmouth spot. Everyone before that, like, you want one of those guys because it's going to be really like. Here's the point I guess I'm trying to make is I don't know in terms of this rookie class and in terms of free agents this year. Really, like, there's probably gonna be 1 to 2 players at most that emerge as solid fantasy options this season. You know, and that's about it. Bossman Fast that's a wrap. Yeah. Oh, I guess here we'll make it official. CP. There's another beautiful mock draft.
Ryan, how do you think OJ does on the Bills?
Ronald will crush us all. Lee, I think Mac Jones is a sleeper, but I am not drafting him. Yeah, and I think with a lot of those quarterbacks in that bottom tier, like you don't have to draft him, and that's kind of how it always is. One or two of those guys, maybe 3 is going to emerge. It happens every season, and you get them off the waivers if you're lucky, right? Or you just don't need another quarterback. So
yeah, Mac is. Listen, last year when we did the streaming quarterbacks, and there are a couple guys that gave me a lot of issues that I felt like should have done something but never did. And those 2 guys were Tua and Mac Jones. Now, this season, when I look at those 2 guys, Tua, I actually think might have some very productive fantasy weeks this year because of the new coaching change. What they're going to do as an offense. Mac Jones, on the other hand, I think we're going to see a lot of the same from him. A lot of game management, not allowing him to do what he needs to do. The skill position guys are still weak. So I don't think we're ever going to really see Mac Jones be relevant like throughout his entire career. More than likely,
in terms of fantasy,
yeah, because Tom Brady wasn't even really for a great deal of his career. He was not a fantasy player that you wanted. And I don't see why that's going to change with Mac Jones.
And Ronald's saying mac and cheese is good for Superflex. Yeah, Superflex, whole different world. I mean, all those guys we just talked about will be drafted in Superflex for sure. Let's see here. Ronald, I think someone offended him, so he left, and they apologized. So he said if they match the offer, that's a made-up story that I chose to believe. I just heard that Washington match the offer and he said I'd rather just stay here than go elsewhere.
Yeah,
but I don't know for sure. Surprise, Cooper Kupp was the fourth receiver taken. Yeah, it's the first draft where he isn't either wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 that we've done all season. But hey, it's hard to argue against Jamar Chase or Tyreek Hill. And I love Justin Jefferson, man. And I mean, even Diggs went before Debo, which commonly Debo's been going before Diggs, but Diggs is going to offer as much consistency as anyone, and he's going to be throwing the football. So this was another great draft, and it's nice to see some of the factors from free agency help us kind of solidify the drafts overall. I am a little bit surprised that Watson Didn't get drafted till the 11th round.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. Because I really thought with the news of him being on a team this season, I really did think he was going to shoot up a little bit higher. But
just wait till he gets like actually on a team. Though I think at that
mean,
point he'll start really skyrocketing potentially, and
he'll be right in that tier with Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson, I think.
John, I don't know if you saw Ryan's comment. I know this has been rumored about, but if Christian McCaffrey went to the Bills, dude, like that would be.
That'd be great.
I don't understand how you stop that team.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I really don't understand how you beat the Bills next year if they have Christian McCaffrey.
And what would that do to CMC's draft stock too? Like he might be a top.
I don't think it's as good as like what he was at one point, but like he's gonna be. He's still a first round pick. I'd still say goes in the same area, but I don't think he's gonna be as good as he was with Carolina. So that's my personal take on it. And the only reason I say that is because I just don't think they need him as much as they need him in Carolina.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, I am seeing, looking it up, rumors that the Bills are showing very strong interest in CMC.
Dude, they'd have to trade a first round pick. That's it.
But why wouldn't they? You know,
that's what I'm saying. I would trade a first round pick for
Bills. I mean, they're already obviously going all in on, in terms of what they did with Von Miller, and it's like you look at the Rams last year, you look at the Bucks the year before. Like, I would not be surprised if the Bills just say, "Hey, let's just try and make 2 or 3 trades." And really acquire some players that can put us closer to the Super Bowl than we already are. I mean, why not, right? So yeah, that would be phenomenal, man. And I mean, CMC went 4th in this draft, right? I mean, like we've had drafts where he's gone 10th overall, 12th overall, 8th overall, 4th overall. So it's even without him,
fall out of the first though.
Yeah, even with him, hypothetically being on the Panthers or not being on the Panthers.
And like Ronald said, even only playing 5 games in 2 seasons, he's still that good. Yeah. I mean, this guy is pretty scary.
I mean, I had the number 1 pick in our personal league last year and obviously drafted him. And I held on to him all season long until I knew he wasn't playing any more football. Yeah. I did not trade him. I did not take him off IR because if he was going to start any game, I knew that I would start him at the
You'd get 30 points, bro. Like, that's how good he is. Like, he's just a walking 30.
Yeah. This was like his first season where when he started, and he did not get injured, right? Because week 13, he got re-aggravated, right? So this was the first season, like, in the last 2 years where he had a game where he started where he did not score 20 fantasy points. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Because in 2020, when healthy, he scored at least 24 fantasy points in every game. In 2019, which is the last season we've actually seen him healthy. Okay, he had 1 game, a 17-point game and a 7-point game. So maybe it was the average. Like he averaged 20. Yeah, that's what it was. Averaged 20 points in every game he started before this year. And well, actually, I guess the average. I think the average. I don't know, man. You get the point, though. He's just absolutely ridiculous in fantasy. Even in 2018, just phenomenal. Yeah, phenomenal numbers once again. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah.
I think if they don't get Deshaun Watson, they should really move off of him.
I mean, I'd like to see a player like that go somewhere and be with a contender.
Same with Saquon. I'd want to see both these guys gone.
I'd love to see Saquon do something with someone else. Why not? Yeah. All right, let's see. Ryan, 12-team Superflex, 5-point passing touchdown, 0.75 tight end premium options are Andrews, Kittle, Stafford, Rodgers, CD Cup, Waddle, Debo, AJ Brown, Waller, Kelsey Hill. A lot of names. I think I'm leaning QB either Stafford, Rodgers, and CD or Andrews if they make it to me. Superflex makes it difficult, man, because you really got to consider quarterback position, man. And I think I'd lean Rodgers over Stafford as well. I love CD next season as well. And you're getting a 5-point passing touchdown. I go Rodgers over Stafford. I do like Stafford though,
Yeah.
if that's who you have to go with. But yeah, Cup or CD, man. Cup probably won't make it to you if that's where you're going. But CD or Andrews are fine players. Yeah, Debo, I think is a great option too if you can get him, obviously as well. But yeah, to rank the teams, we did not rank teams. No, no. Tamian
Worst
Daniels.
team was John, though. I
Worst
think
team
that's
was
what
me.
we decided that.
Worst team was me.
Braxton Berrios and Kirk Cousins did it, man.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't know. No
Yeah,
kicker,
dude, that
no
was
defense.
whack, bro. You're definitely worst team. You
Yeah.
cheater, bro. You're a cheater.
I wanted to go a little late round receiver there. I was kind of switching it up tonight, double tight end, early running back, 2 quarterbacks, late round receivers, just having some fun with you guys. Yeah. Yeah. We don't really ever rank the teams. I guess we just kind of go through them, but I don't think we went through them last week as well. We just kind of took a quick glimpse over everything. So,
Yeah.
Are y'all getting off soon? We'll be done by 10. By 10 for sure. So we'll start. We'll be wrapping up in the next couple of minutes. Andrea, good night. Good night, Andrea. We're just kind of having some random fantasy discussion. Jerry, personal rating. Let's take a look at Jerry's team. Still went double tight end. Still got that accomplished. I like who you ended up with. So 2 receivers early, Hill and Jefferson. I mean, nothing bad to say about that whatsoever. Those could be your 2 starters for the full season. Then you got Judy. I love that pick in terms of flex, or if Jefferson or Hill miss any games. Galladay, I'm not huge on, but if you need another receiver on this team, so I don't hate the pick where you got him. Running back room looks pretty solid. Montgomery, Jacobs, and Harris, great 3 running backs to start with. I'm not crazy about Williams at all next season, but in terms of a handcuff situation, it's not a bad situation at all in terms of looking at Swift gets injured a lot. And I like Ronald Jones, too, at the end of this draft. So I actually like this running back room a lot. Love both these tight ends, Schultz and Ertz. And I love my guy, Jalen Hurts, at the quarterback position as well. I got a solid kicker, McManus, on an offense that is going to be much improved in terms of scoring points. And I would stay away from Washington's defense. I'll say that much, Jerry.
Yeah.
But, really.
And Kenny Galladay. Those are the only 2.
Yeah, those are the 2 picks that I like the least, but at the same time, like where you drafted them, you're taking a flyer, and like the defense you can fix in terms of streaming pretty easily, so it doesn't hurt you at all. But I like this team, Jerry. I think this is actually one of the better teams that you drafted. If I'm being honest with you, I like this team, and I like that you still did your double tight end, but you didn't do it at like the sacrifice of your roster as well. Mm-hmm. So I like this team for sure, Jerry. If anyone wants us to go through their team, let us know. That's how we'll finish it off.
I've heard great things about Prison Break. Never personally watched it. I see Ronald and Jerry talking about it right there. John, did you ever watch Prison Break?
I remember watching the beginning and never, I don't know what fell off for me.
Okay.
But I do remember it being good. Yeah. Boss Man Fat, what about my team? Let's see here. Love this running back room. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Cook, Swift, Akers, you could stop there and I'd be happy, but Walker's a nice rookie addition, and Pollard a great handcuff situation. Receivers, I actually like these receivers. Hopkins, Cooper, Thielen can get it done. Steven's going to know more about more, no pun intended there, than I would. And I love double tight ends here, Goddard and Freiermuth. Double late round quarterbacks, Watson and Lance, and you got Jake Elliott, great kicker as well. So I like this team. This is a good draft because this team has the depth, right? And you could argue against these receivers in terms of like injuries, in terms of the veterans and things like that. But this is a team that could go really far with the right trades and with the right waiver wire additions as well. But even if you didn't do those 2 things, this is still a good draft as well, good team as well. So I like
John, not to interrupt you, but Chris Godwin just signed 3-year, $60 million deal, I believe,
with the Bucks.
Yep, 3-year, $60 million,
Dude,
$40 million, fully guaranteed. Yeah, so
cap.
He's the guy there. So, and if you look at that, I think What? So that yeah, I mean that's he's there. I mean he's gonna be there for a minute, bro.
Let's go. And I got a
That's
good, I
solid.
got a good, I got a good pick.
Chris
Ryan,
Godwin.
Ryan, which team is yours again? Let me know. Is it Mamba? Let me know, Ryan. Let's see here. Taman, eventually I request you do a 16-man draft. 2 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex. Well, it was very, very specific. Ooh, we don't generally do defensive defensive positions, but everything else we can make happen. We
Yes.
want to join, but if I can, let's see how it goes. Yeah, we don't typically do defensive positions. Everything else we could do. But when we get closer to fantasy season, you guys will see. Like for now, we just do like a standard roster and a 12-man league or 12 teams, I should say. But
As we get closer, there's more
yeah,
variations, so
of
we
course,
can adjust to kind of everybody's draft format.
yeah. All right, Ryan is Mayday. Let's see. We got CMC, Bryce Hall, White, and Gordon. The running backs are a little slim, right? But if those, one of those 2 rookies hit, you're good. Melvin Gordon signs with the right team, gets the right opportunities. He got a really good pick there in the 11th round. And hopefully CMC can stay healthy for you. Maybe I am a little biased being an ex-CMC owner from last season, but at the same time, CMC is great. I don't have anything bad to say about him. So running backs scare me a little bit, but when you look at the rest of this team, man, I mean, Kelsey and a flex and Andrews is just stupid. I love both those picks, man. I like the double tight end early there. And I like the receivers you ended up with a lot. I like Higgins, Sutton, and Brown. Like you can start 2 of those guys with ease, in my opinion. And then Gallup's a great addition as well. And Juju, depending on where he is next season, could be a sneaky pick in the 12th round as well. You got Lamar at quarterback. You got Younghoe Koo and the Bucks defense. So I actually like this team a lot, man. This is a good team for sure. Running back a little bit scary, but I mean, waiver wire trades, all that good stuff, man. This is a team that you could bolster up and really do something with for sure. Let's see here. Taman, I just want to do a league like that because I'll be making a league similar to the setup I requested.
I've done it once with like players like that on the defensive side. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I've never.
Have you ever once done it?
No, I don't think I have, to be honest with you.
You have to if you have like a linebacker, like for instance, like the one I did, it was like you could do a defense, but then like you could pick a defensive player too. And so for me, I always valued going after like a Mike linebacker who would just get a shit ton of tackles and be very consistent. So I would always try to go after like a Bobby Wagner, or I think I even did it when Darius Leonard was around too. And it was always weird. I mean, it was somewhat fun, but I just remember not it being my favorite type of draft to do.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do IDP.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's for some leagues and it's not for other leagues, but I got nothing wrong with it. No problem with it. I don't have anything bad to say. You're not trying very hard. Okay. I mean, yeah, we pointed out, a couple things we didn't like about each team, but we'll try harder next time, I guess. I had Wagner last season. Yeah, I love me some Bobby Wags. Be interesting to see where he goes. All right, guys. I think that just about does it for tonight's stream. Appreciate you guys getting this put together with us as always. Always a good time with you guys. Appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. It's starting to feel slowly but surely more and more like fantasy is almost here, but it's not almost here. We still have a lot of time. But I don't know, man. I think after the NFL draft, we're gonna have a lot better of an idea, right? Hopefully. And as free agency keeps on trucking along, we'll get closer and closer. Like we said last week, right? We have more and more solidification. And last week it was Broncos and the Packers. Now we got the Buccaneers, for example, right? We got the Deshaun Watson situation. We got all kinds of craziness going on. So it's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be.
I feel like after the draft is when the board the fantasy ADP board, I feel like sets a couple times over the off season. And I feel like the first board set will be after the draft. You'll get a first picture at like what this might be this next year, and then it's going to change.
Yeah.
June onward. That's when it really gets kicking.
Max Blaze, what's going on? Why Mixon first? I really like Mixon in terms of, and definitely would have gone Cup over Mixon. Yeah, fair enough. In this specific draft, I've done a lot of drafts in the past couple of weeks where I'm going wide receiver in terms of the first round. And this week I wanted to go running back in the first 2 rounds. And I like Mixon a whole lot in terms of that offense, in terms of what we saw out of Mixon last season, but also in terms of, like I said, that offense. I think they're going to finish where they, or pick up where they finished last season, right? In terms of being explosive, putting up a lot of points. So I'm very high personally on Mixon. I know that some people aren't. In terms of picking Mixon over a guy like Kupp or even Jefferson, Debo, maybe Diggs, right? In terms of the receiver position, I totally understand the argument of going with any of those guys over Mixon or even Chubb for that matter. But in this specific draft, just want to go double running back and do so in the first 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, John. I mean, I feel like when you're talking about in the first round, I mean, all of these guys are absolute studs, and I feel like you're picking your flavor. And John, every time you go to the fantasy ice cream shop, you're always going running back. That's your thing. So if you got a first round, you got a second round pick, you're always going RB. I can always count on you to do that. I will say for me right there, I would be very happy to walk away with Joe Mixon. Ronald talks about maybe Aaron Jones a little bit earlier. I will say this. I was actually kind of surprised to see the drastic jump up after the Aaron Rodgers, re-signing, because we saw Aaron Jones go from a 4th round pick to, okay, there's more and more talks about Rodgers coming back. Maybe he kind of creeps into the 3rd and 2nd. And now he's a 1st round player again. And it was just kind of crazy to me to see him jump up that quickly. I think it's not undeserving. He's fantastic.
Top 10 last season.
Yeah. I definitely think he deserves it. And I think he's going to be a hell of a player next year too.
I get what you're saying though. Yeah, he was like he's lasting to the end of the 2nd on the list of our recent mock drafts. But
I think I saw him in 3rd and 4th round, and I mean, I'm serious. Like, I don't think I've seen any players draft stock get impacted more since all of this.
And I liked Jones with or without Rodgers. Like, if he was on that team going into next season, I mean, just the way they run that offense, they utilize the running back quite a bit. So, yeah. Ronald, I drafted different just to give you guys something to talk about, and nada. Yeah, I mean,
let's talk about Ronald's team real quick, just before we cap off. I mean, I'll go into it, honestly.
Sure.
All right, so at receiver, you start off with Chase. Definitely different than your typical approach. I like it, honestly, no matter even if you were just trying to be different here, because I think there is an absolute world where Chase is a top 2, top 3 receiver next year. And then to back that up, you have Christian Kirk, DJ Chark, George Pickens, Zay Jones, and Javonte Williams. I will say this, Ronald, I am not loving those receivers. I think the most upside you have there is Christian Kirk, but you're going to definitely be using the waivers. And then you took a guy who I know you don't love, and that's Miles Sanders. But you got your guy, Devin Singletary. You got Spencer's guy, Travis Etienne. And you got J.K. Dobbins and Antonio Gibson. I think your running back core actually worked out to be really, really solid. That's definitely a running back core that could drive some serious value. Sure. Then you got George Kittle, which I was pissed about because you took that. And I really wanted George Kittle in the 4th. So honestly, yeah, I don't mind this. And then you get Malik Willis as a kind of a high ceiling play there. Malik Willis might be a Texan, a Detroit Lion. Like, he might be a top 3 pick next year.
Steeler, yeah.
And Dak Prescott, I mean, I don't love him personally, but I think he's going to be good next year. If Dak can be healthy, bro, let's say this, like, if Dak's actually healthy this season, I think he can jump into the top 8 next year.
Well, he was QB8 last year, so for sure.
Yeah, but like at a consistent rate, I think you can bank on this guy, and you couldn't really bank on him last season, I felt like.
Sure, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And this year, I mean, you're going to have other guys that are going to be competing there. So, I mean, I'm like Lamar Jackson, right? Russell Wilson. Like, I'm expecting these guys to be back in the mix. Deshaun Watson back in the mix. And I still think Dak Prescott can beat all these guys fully healthy.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good looking team, Ronald. If you were personally worried about the receivers, then you can fix it in terms of you know what to do in the waiver wire, right? So this is a team definitely with waiver wire additions and trades. If you want to make trades, right? But if not through the waiver wire, this is definitely a team that can get it done. Running back depth, great tight end one, great wide receiver one, good enough QB one. So I mean, it's got everything you need. And I actually like some of those late round receiver picks that you made there in terms of what was on the board and what wasn't. So, and with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight. So yeah, thank you guys, of course, for getting another mock draft put together with us. We will have another one next week. If you guys want to join, make sure you are a member of our Discord page. Link is in the description down below. Completely free to join. Always, always, always put the invite in Discord first, and then we later on make a YouTube community post. So if you're not on Discord, you don't want to be on Discord, keep an eye out for those YouTube community posts as well. And make sure you join next week so you can have some fun and get some practice. And if not, make sure to come out next week and hang out for a bit and talk some fantasy, of course. So appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate all your support here in the fantasy offseason, and just appreciate what you guys do for this community, for the Catch fam. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and join the Catch fam. You guys know what to do, man. And let Steven say goodbye, and then we'll sign off.
Peace, guys. I'm going to grab some Taco Bizzell. I got to get my dinner in tonight, so looking forward to that. Couple tacos and a nacho bogande with just cheese.
It feels like deja vu because almost every time we sign off, Steven talks about Taco Bell. Our food. So we haven't had food talking in here in a while. So we're going to get that going.
We need more. Jerry, love you, man.
Yeah, it's fun drafting with you, Jerry. It always is. It's always fun drafting with all you guys.
Also, just wanted to do a shout out for Spencer because he's not in here. Guys, if you haven't already, jump on in the Catch Fam March Madness. Thank you, Spencer, for putting that together. I'm actually pretty interested in doing that. I haven't really been watching a lot of college basketball this year, but just be for fun. It's in the Discord link. Jerry, I hope to see you in there, man. I know you're a big basketball fan too. So, Jerry, hopefully we can be competing in that one as well.
Yeah, I did make a bracket. I had no idea what I did. So
wait, who was your winner?
I don't remember, but
Gonzaga, baby.
I think I may have put them in there. I don't know. So all right, guys, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Love the Catch fam. Love this community. Love this channel, man. With that, I got nothing else to say, but thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And peace.